experimenting with software to capture my screen. Just answering questions with WAP Tech. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this to work. Someone posted a lot of nice statements to me, and this was nice. But I'm just going to sum up what they say at the end, because I'm not going to repeat a bunch of nice statements to me. It's not that I don't like them. It's just that I'm not doing that. What, if anything, about this event in Las Vegas stumps to your mind? A gut feeling level. Is there anything troubling about it? Something you've seen that doesn't make sense, and I have no ability to get past despite my best efforts. And then, of course, he says, besides the fact that we don't have any clue why the hell he did this. I can only do pet peeves, so this is going to be a short answer. I can't really criticize the way the police department handled this, because my reference point is that of a debunker, and I worry these things based on that. I literally don't know of anything in the Las Vegas shooting that's a major heavy-duty thing that would say, I would suspect that we're being lied to. I'm not kidding about that. Everybody else has this nagging feeling or not, but the point is, I don't have that nagging feeling for a simple thing. I'll just get this done. If you're going to claim, I'm going to use a different example. If you're going to claim, for some reason, that we're all about to be hauled away to a FEMA camp, and you're absolutely right about it, and everything else you've said over the last 10 years, which has been the same thing and it never happened, or gun confiscations just around the corner, keeping everybody on the edge of their seat, infinite cliffhanger mode. If you're going to make those assertions, then you would be quieted down or silenced by giving you everything you want in the world to get you to shut up. And as we know, most of these people that make these kind of assertions and statements always get caught being greedy bastards that would shoot you in the face for a couple of bucks, okay? But if we're going to make that kind of claim that there's some giant conspiracy about this, everybody has a different opinion about what it must be, and that's the problem with this. There isn't any definitive narrative to this stuff. The thing is that it's a lot like a lot of things. I am not convinced that I'm being told the truth. I'm being convinced by the people claiming I'm being lied to that they are lying, that the people making that happen. That's why I do the channel the way I do. Am I trying to just soothe myself and make it to where I don't have to deal with the evil, horrible government doing terrible things? No, I'm one of many people that used to help out them for that. I used to be a quasi-radical at one point, trying to point out when the government lies to everybody and post proof. But the fact is that the government doesn't do it half as often as people think it does, and that's it. Okay, anyway, next. You need to check up on his pilot license. Already did. The plane he had eventually ended up with the CIA. Front company. Oh, front company. That means if it's not the CIA, as in there's no proof to your assertion, then, of course, that means it's a CIA company, because they would prevent you from finding out. There would be no proof. But I can also double back on that logic and say then you wouldn't have found out about it, neither would anybody else in an IntelliHub or lack of IntelliHub. The plane actually ended up at a place in California. It was donated or bought by a group of people there. It wasn't given to a CIA front company. I already did a video on this. I'll go dig that data up and maybe I'll put it in the description sometime. It's not really relevant. Next, my pet peeve has always been his ears in a photo versus all the photos available showing his ears attached straight. The crime scene photo, the only photo, at an odd angle, a distinct loop at the bottom. What are your thoughts? My thoughts are I haven't covered this because I'm requesting that someone acknowledge that the majority of images of a person match first concept. And then the second one is that the image is taken at a really screwed up angle and we don't have high resolution images of his head. And they'll come out eventually and you'll find out whether or not they're there. And yes, like the CIA meme, if we find out later from other pictures that it wasn't looped like that, That just means the CIA group was able to falsify it easier. The trouble with this infinite treadmill of magical, everything cannot be disproven if I decide so, is real simple. You never finish it and it becomes a permanent hobby. Not everybody wants to study the JFK shooting. A lot of people, it's not that they accept the official narrative, it's that it doesn't freaking matter anymore. And in spite of people who say otherwise, and this will piss off actual conspiracy theorists, JFK conspiracy theorists. JFK dying is not the greatest tragedy in the entire history of humanity and not the biggest mystery. There are many better ones. And what that means is that it's not that damn important. How many people were directly affected by JFK dying? Lots of people were. But how many of them had their lives actually changed? The majority of people who had their lives changed that were deeply affected found out that the most effective way to assassinate someone is for one person to plan it and execute it rather than a group. Literally the polar opposite of a conspiracy theory. That's one of the reasons that the JFK phenomena on this subject is so important. It's the exception to the rule that proves the rule. It isn't an exception. The most likely suspect for this person being killed is one person. Just like the majority of every other murder. Murders are handled one-to-one. Usually to kill somebody, you have to really want to kill them. It has to be personal in some way or something. The next thing is, he got away with killing him. The fact that his target died was his only goal. The guy succeeded. That means it works. It doesn't matter if you say, well, they didn't get away with it or he didn't get... No, he succeeded in killing JFK. That's why it's a successful hit. A lone gunman is actually, as every other lone gunman has seen since then, the best way to do it. And now our troll for the day. It must be a rough life being one of those shills. They all seem to work so hard on that work release program. Your community service seems almost fruitless. So I'll send you a copy of your information from all the other social network channels you didn't think were existent that I knew about. That, you know, just stop posting the stuff. I don't have a criminal record, and you do. And I'm just going to forward this to the person who took away your internet rights last time. And don't do videos where you're doing drone videos of your neighborhood and not expect me to send the neighborhood police to your house and have them tell you, don't do this anymore. At least you're not doing death threats this week. This is some random person who actually have not even done a video on in a long time, or mentioned. Sorry for the interrupts in the video. Now for the technical aspects of the video. 20 frames per second using XVID MPEG-4 codec, because if I don't, it's 10 times bigger and I end up with half gigabyte 15-minute videos to upload. This is an experimental day, kind of stressful. I'm getting used to the new buttons I have to push for doing everything. Hotkeying I'm not going to do because I'm really sucky at it, surprisingly enough. I thank everybody for their comments, even if I'm going to delete them. It adds to the discussion and to the potpourri of pleasures of YouTube. And thank you for your time and your patience while I had to hit pause repeatedly because of the traffic going through in surges. As always, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And if I don't see you again, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.